We finally got our first bit of news on Command & Conquer Remaster, and what makes it even more significant is that it's 2020, and 2020 marks the 25th anniversary of Command & Conquer. Perhaps we'll get an announcement of a release date soon? Welcome back, Commanders, to a brand new video of Command & Conquer Remaster. And you know, one thing that I've always wondered regarding this remastered title is how EA, or more specifically Petroglyph, is gonna handle the multiplayer aspect of this game. While Jim Versilla, producer at EA Games, finally gave us a lengthy update on Reddit regarding the remaster and also maybe a hint on what we can expect this year regarding Command & Conquer Remaster. The post goes as follows, quote, "Fellow Command & Conquer fans, we hope everyone had a great holiday season and their new year is off to a positive start. For those of us on the remaster project, we've been hard at work over the past 2 months since our last update. In terms of development progress, we just completed our Content Alpha milestone. This is a huge moment for the project as it means there are no longer any legacy placeholder pieces of content in the game. Every frame of animation, every tile of terrain, every second of audio, and every piece of UI has received a remaster pass. This allows us to play both games in a completely remastered fashion and identify areas we'd like to continue polishing based on feedback from the team, colleagues, and the community." Now, since the announcement of the project, many of you have been asking how multiplayer will function in the remaster. So for this update, we wanted to take a deep dive into the components of multiplayer and describe how we're approaching this beloved part of the game. At a high level, multiplayer has effectively been rebuilt for the remaster. Starting with the backend, multiplayer now runs on dedicated servers based on Petroglyph's architecture with the goal of providing reliable connections and prevent misbehavior. We've been playing multiplayer games for several months with our QA teams around the world and feeling confident about the stability the architecture is providing. Now let's jump into the actual modes and features. When navigating to the online portion of the menus, players will first have the ability to host or join custom multiplayer games. Once players join a game lobby, they can choose their team setup, select maps, and set game rules. In terms of rules, we're aiming to support the most relevant multiplayer options, from starting resources and units to flagging crates or Visceroids. Yes, the Visceroids has also been remastered and is as weird as ever. We're then looking into some additional options based on guidance from the Community Council. You can also chat with other players in the game lobby and ensure you get the perfect setup for your custom game. Alongside custom games is the introduction of 1v1 Quick Match for Tiberian Dawn and Red Alert. Quick Match will focus on competitive play and utilize an ELO-based matchmaking algorithm. Games will pull from a filtered map pool with set game rules to reduce luck and randomness. For example, no crates in Quick Match. To highlight the results, 1v1 Quick Match will be supported by an in-game leaderboard to track a player's wins, losses, and points. We're looking forward to watching the most competitive players go head to head and see who can become the top ranking commander in each game. I fondly remember being one of the best CNC3 players in the world for about 2 hours when the game launched, only to be quickly humiliated when competitive players began to learn the game. In a further effort to help modernize the online play experience, we're also introducing replays into the remaster. Players will be able to watch replays from their custom and quick match games, and we're currently iterating on the available controls within the replay system itself. In conjunction with the replay system is the addition of Observer Mode into both games. Through the Observer Mode, players can spectate on live games in progress with a small time delay, which we hope will be a valuable tool for shoutcasters and viewers alike. There are then several other multiplayer-oriented features which have been requested by the community over the past year. We're in the process of evaluating these features and will aim to share more in the months ahead. As always, please continue to provide your comments in the thread below. As you all know, 2020 is the 25th year anniversary of Command & Conquer. We expect this to be an exciting year for CNC, and we're looking forward to celebrating this anniversary with all of you. Cheers, Jim Vasella, end quote. So right off the bat, right at the end there, he says that 2020 is the 25th year anniversary of Command & Conquer, and that they expect this to be an exciting year for Command & Conquer, which obviously indicates to me that they're definitely gonna possibly release this game towards the end of the year, or maybe around E3 this year, which is June, July. They'll most likely announce a release date, possibly a price point for this game. As I said in many of my other videos, I suspect that EA is possibly working on a brand new Command & Conquer, not just this remaster. They're working on a brand new game, and they're probably going to implement something along the lines of, if you pre-order this game, you'll get early access to the brand new Command & Conquer. And obviously if this sells well, then they'll be remastering more Command & Conquer titles. Now, one thing that many people in the comment sections often talk about is that it is EA, and EA is known for loot boxes and microtransactions. But Jim Vasella already said with his very first post on Reddit about Command & Conquer Remaster that there will be no microtransactions or loot boxes in this game. Now, of course, multiplayer games generally is known to have loot boxes and microtransactions, but I can guarantee you there will be no microtransactions or loot boxes, or well, EA at least can guarantee you that that will not be in the game, which is very nice to know, to be honest. And another thing nice to know reading through this thread by Jim Vasella is the fact that Red Alert as well as Command & Conquer Remaster is in playable form, that every animation, every tile of terrain, every second of audio and every piece of UI has received a remastered pass. So basically the first draft of this game is, or both games, is essentially complete. They're just basically playing it with the QA team, polishing it up, adding things, changing things, and just adding features based on community feedback. And one thing that I am really liking about this remastered game is the fact that EA and Jim Vasella, more specifically Petroglyph, is very, very passionate about this remaster, because if you don't know, Petroglyph is formed by a lot of the ex-Westwood Studios staff, and you know, Westwood were the people that initially created Command & Conquer. So a lot of the people that worked on the original game is working on this remastered version. So there's of course a lot of passion going into this project, whereas other remastered games these days, more specifically a real-time strategy game by a different developer, you know, we all know that Warcraft 3 Reforged has some problems, and I will talk about that in a different video, as people are, you know, essentially review bombing it on Metacritic because that game is just not what the developers promised. And it just seems that EA does not want to go down the same path that they've done previously in different games with loot boxes and all that kind of stuff. So we know that EA has a bit of a bad track record with over-promising and under-delivering. I mean, Anthem being a perfect example of that, but it just seems that EA is trying to get back on track with just giving us good games. I mean, we have Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which is a fantastic single-player game, and that is an EA published game. And this seems to also be, you know, massively published by EA and developed by Petroglyph. So I really have high hopes for Command & Conquer Remaster, and I'm really, really excited to see what this game will be and just, you know, where this franchise will go but going forward after this remaster. As I said, you know, I think that EA is working on a brand new Command & Conquer game, not just this remaster. As to if it will be rebooting the Command & Conquer franchise or if it will continue where Command & Conquer 4 and Red Alert 3 stops, time will tell. But you know, I'm really hoping that they will take this franchise into a completely new direction, and I'm almost certain that this remaster is going to be releasing at the end of this year, as it will mark the 25th anniversary of Command & Conquer. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below of this multiplayer update of the game and what you want to see in multiplayer component of this remaster. And for more Command & Conquer news, check out the rest of my channel, and if you enjoyed this video, then give me a thumbs up. If you dislike it, then give me a thumbs down, but please tell me why so I can improve my videos. My name is Frank, I'm the RedTieGuy, and frankly, thank you for watching. Catch you guys in the next video.